I would always go for the specialized route. I don't like well-rounded people. I'd always go for someone who specializes in something. The world will only pay you good money if you're the best at some things. How do you manage your time? From Cesar. I have touched base on this before. You don't really manage time. Time goes on. You can't stop it. You can't manage it. We have 24 hours a day. I don't have 1 second more than you do. So you can't really manage time. What you can manage is your energy. You manage your energy. Make sure that you give 100% of your energy to things that matter, things that are important to you, or things that are an emergency or a crisis. You give your energy to that. Otherwise, don't spend your energy on things that are not important and not urgent. So wasting time, that's what we call wasting time or killing time. That's actually energy you spend on things that are not important. Because again, you can't manage time, you can just manage your energy. Make sure that you have priorities, just three, one, two, three priorities for the day, where if you finish all three priorities, you're done for the day. You're happy. Whatever else you could finish is a bonus. That's how I do it so that I feel productive every day and I actually finish a lot of important stuff. I have priorities, I have my task list, my to do list. I finish like 15 tasks a day. There are a lot of days most of my days I finish 12 to 15 tasks. But if I finish just three tasks, I'm happy already. But I make sure that I still give it my best. That's a big deal for me. That's what makes me successful in other people's eyes. That's why people think that I do a lot of things, but really it's just three major things that I need to finish every day, and everything else is a bonus, and I give it my all. So make sure you have priorities and stick with those priorities. Don't use your time and energy in things that are not important. That's going to be my advice for that. From Mitch, Seth Godin said personal narrative is another trap. It was invented by the social media people to turn well-rounded, comfortable people into balls of insecurity. What is your take on this, and how important is it for people to know your story as a leader? I haven't been able to read his email about that. I usually get his emails. I would say personal narrative, how I translate that is relativism. I'm not sure if I'm right because I haven't read his blog post on this, but I'd say well-rounded, comfortable people is not so good for me to begin with. So turning them into balls of insecurity is also something that's not good. I would always go for the specialized route. I don't like well-rounded people. I'd always go for someone who specializes in something. The world will only pay you good money if you're the best at some things. And that's my mantra for SEO Hacker. We're going to be the best SEO company here, the best all ethical white hat SEO company here in the Philippines. That's always been the goal. That's who we are. That's what we're striving to be. We're not trying to be well-rounded. We're not trying to be a well-rounded digital marketing company. We're trying to be the best. So to start with, it's not good already, but turning them into balls of insecurity is definitely worse. So I think that both things would not be good. Social media is good for a lot of things, and it's also not good for a lot of things. I minimize my time on social media. My time on Facebook is like 10 to 20 minutes a day. I know that a lot of Filipinos, the statistic is 4 hours a day almost. That's very alarming considering that 8 hours a day is for work. Another 4 hours would be your spare time with family, transportation, and so on. And the rest would be your sleep. So 4 hours for social media is actually very alarming. As a country, that culture is not healthy at all. So yeah, definitely minimize your time on social media if you can. Again, I only use Facebook, Instagram, all of that. 10 to 20 minutes. If you see a lot of me on social media, that's because I have my team helping me out. They're helping me to post stuff and it's work for them. So it's actually pretty good. But yeah, social media is not good for a lot of things. So even my kids, I don't want them on social media until they're at the right age. Maybe, I don't know, 15, 16, before I'd encourage them to start. But yeah, who knows, right? I mean, they'd make their own decisions once they reach their teenage years. It's all about discipline at the end of the day. From Tyrene, hi, Sir Sean. What are your thoughts about investing in mutual funds as a first-time investor? Well, thank you. Hi, Tyrene. Glad you're on the show. Thank you for your question. Mutual funds is okay. It depends on how well the returns are going to be. Generally, anything less than 8% is not that attractive for me, but it depends on your goals. So I invest for retirement, for a good retirement, and that means that I have to invest and have returns of more than 8%. Because 8% is to beat inflation and then have a little bit of money for things that you want when you're retired. 12% is perfect because 6% is to beat inflation, and another 6% would be for you to spend on what you want when you're retired, what you want and what you need. So for me, 12% is the sweet spot, and I don't think any mutual fund will give you a 12% return. So I don't have any mutual funds actually in my investment portfolio. But if you're starting out and you're conservative, you don't like a lot of risks, and 6% is good for you, or 5%, then mutual funds might be a good investment for you. Again, it depends on your risk appetite, on the kind of investor you are, and on what your plan is for that investment. I invest for retiring. I invest in a little bit higher risk but better returns, but I invest long term. So it depends on who you are as an investor. From Nino, Kiyosaki preached, I think you mean Robert Kiyosaki here, no? Kiyosaki preached that he invests or uses the money first before paying bills or any needed payments. Yeah, rich dad, poor dad. Yeah. That way his mind would be more productive and would look for more ways to earn money. What's your stand on this? I would say yes, that is a good way to go if you're entrepreneurial. But if you're not, if you tend to spend on stuff that's not an asset, I'd say that's unhealthy. But if you're entrepreneurial, you spend on assets, I'd say this is a really good way to go. Don't pay your bills or debts first. Invest in more assets first, because that's going to make you a lot more money. Especially if your debts have lower interest rates than the assets that you're going to be buying or getting, then definitely go for the assets. Kiyosaki is a brilliant man, so you have to take his advice with a grain of salt. He's really good in entrepreneurship, and he's really, really rich. He made a very big name for himself. He's really a genius when it comes to entrepreneurship. So his way of doing it uses and invests the money first. He invests in a lot of assets that are private investments, and he makes a lot of money from them. So it does make sense for him to use that there before paying the bills. So that is it. Hope I added value to you guys, and I hope you're better for this leadership stack session. I appreciate you guys being here, and I'll see you next week. Oh, hey, and since you're here, can you do me a favor? Can you hit on the subscribe button and hit the bell button and select all notifications so that whenever we have a new video, you're going to be the first one to know. Until then, keep leading.
Yeah, so a lot of these companies just throw money at a solution, or just go, I'm just going to throw it against ads. I'm going to put a TV commercial out there. I'm going to put Facebook ads, Google ads, all these kind of things, without actually taking the time to understand what really works, what converts, what is resonating with their target market, and how to build a better product and a better service.